engine's pulled. What a day. What a week. So, both heads off. Everything's apart. Garage is a mess again. Thought it was cleaned for a day until the, what's the 408 left? Thought I had some space, but had to throw a table together to start making room for other things. But here's the carnage. It's kind of what everybody is interested to see. All right, where do we start? So, I know in the last episode, I alluded to the fuel injector wire screw up. And I'm going to get to that in a future video still to clarify the way things should be.
Should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not allowed in that video.
I still got to fix mine though, because mine's also that way.
So here is, let me bring a light in here. Maybe a little more reflective in certain spots, but you still see the ring in there. I am at odds of whether it's melted away or it's physically been broken away, because I had the tick and AP's pointing over there, and I pulled the passenger side head and I found the cause of the tick, which so proves I wasn't crazy. So here, if you look, this part of the piston is proud. Let me dim this light a little bit, even turn it off. And trying to focus. Let me get a still picture of this. I'll post it up here.
I mean, it's so high, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, none of the other pistons have that. Except number 2 was sticking up so far. So right here, if you can see, it was actually hitting the head. So here, the height gauge, we're on 0. And we'll shift around to the high spot. So
51, 2, 3, 4, 5,
56 thou.
6.
And the head gaskets are 53 thousandths thick. So
when compressed.
yeah. So did this happen here as well, and just physically, smack the head a bunch of times and break that section out, or did it get melted out from detonation? Because here's number 7. You can see where the spark plug came apart, but there's no marks from detonation where the piston aluminum has eroded. Same thing with the combustion chamber. So here's 7. You can see the little marks from the spark plug coming apart, but there's nothing that shows any detonation. But on number 8, you can see the eyebrow. It looks like something was hitting it,
or at least hit it.
Yeah.
But it looks like.
And this is where it broke out at. I mean, it was shiny through here as well at the bottom, and then you come over here at the piston, it's got a shiny mark. So was this a bit of aluminum from that just kind of beat itself up? So I got a lot of questions that still have not are able to be answered, and until I get the engine apart, get the pistons out, see if the ring lands have expanded or anything like that in these areas, to see if that's the reason why the pistons come up there. Lots of other little things about this engine that have annoyed me as I've been pulling it apart. So I went to the back of the engine, we pulled it out, and there's oil floating around here on this seal, so you didn't put any silicone on that cup, and it doesn't even really look like it's perfectly straight to me. So there's oil leaking out of here, and that was one of my little teeny oil leaks that I had down the back of the engine. And then I got to the heads, and there was oil in every single intake port, and you can still see it leaking there. And if you get into the port, right where the rocker stud thread intersects in there, there's oil pulled up on every single one of them, and that's at the top of the port, not at the bottom of the port where you would think it may be sucking some oil through the intake or something like that. But there's no oil in the lower intake manifold. It's just hanging out the port. I think it was getting sucked through the threads. So the same person that did the engine build did the heads, and I don't think he used enough sealant on the threads. I mean, there's a teeny little bit on there, but not as much as I'd like to use, so I think oil was getting pulled through rocker studs, threads, into the chambers that way, which isn't a good thing for engines running in detonation. So I haven't pulled the heads apart yet to really see. So did my money that I thought I was spending towards a reputable engine builder get wasted, or is it all just still my fault and I'm at odds? So what do you guys think?
John's fault.
It usually is. I've been married before.
Well, there's too many little things.
Yeah, it's not just one
It's
thing.
not,
So
you know, it's, which is what.
Well, I know it wasn't in the valve train because took it apart. I mean, this was the third time we went back together, and the valve train sounded exactly the same, same sounds. So we know that not the tick or the knock was definitely the pistons hitting the heads, and it always did kind of had a tick, and it was kind of noisy, and I always thought it was just these brand of lifters, these Johnson short travel lifters. Maybe that's just how they sounded, but I think it was like this for a while.
it's very possible.
And I mean, I've only had 2 runs down the track in anger, you know, full throttle. Can you freaking nuke an engine that fast?
Yes.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You
But-
can.
But did it?
Yeah. So was it the cause, or?
But like Pete said, though, you have a couple of different things that are kind of indicating maybe a quality issue. But then we also know that there was a the wiring of the injectors is a wee bit off. Does that cause that much of a problem? We don't know.
And then, but you can see like how much these pistons move.
There's a lot of rock to it.
I know these are
I mean, it's 3.4 inch.
clearance on these pistons is 5.5 thou, but
Which is a lot, but
I was surprised at how much they moved.
but it's also basically a 347 stroke. So
I mean the numbers on the pistons spec out, but even when I just rocked it there, this is standing proud, and then that's standing proud of the deck surface. So, and you can't feel it, you can see that those little marks down there, but yeah, I gotta get the pistons out, I gotta get the pan off. With this hitting, I mean, I gotta check the rod bearings. Do I need to get bearings for this thing? And
Until you get it all apart, you don't.
it's all speculation.
Yeah.
All speculation, isn't it?
I mean, even once it's out, it's still speculation because we really don't. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll know what the damage is, but we won't know what caused what.
But I mean, 360 miles, sorry, on this engine since I have it together. I mean, these rings are stiff. These are not low tension rings. But,
Not anymore.
well, they're like Pete's. Pete's are pretty high tension.
Yeah.
That's all I got to report in this video. I'm going to try to get into this thing this weekend, and we'll do more sleuthing detective work and see what really is the problem and what's really going to take to fix it, because I've already emailed Diamond in the States, gave them the part number for these pistons, and they said they can do them for $220 a piston, but they can do them individually, and they can do them in 3 weeks. So, but how long is it going to take them to make them and get them here, get everything else sorted out? I got to measure the bores, make sure nothing weird happened, and I'm probably going to take it to the machine shop to have it, you know, just rerun the hone down it real quick, just so the new rings will break in again. And
So in theory, you'll be ready for July meet then.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna be running it.
oh
We'll
boy,
have it tuned by then. Ready to go.
because they probably won't ship it straight to me, so I probably got to get it sent to somebody in the
Somebody
States, and then they forward them over to me, and
Right, yeah.
that's going to be adding 2-3 weeks onto it if they don't lose
Foxes
them.
abroad.
Yeah. So,
In the Fox life abroad, that's the way it goes.
but yeah, I should start a GoFundMe.
We joked about
For a
it.
brand new
earlier,
engine.
didn't we? It's like,
I'm not so sure we were joking.
So yeah, I mean, so far I want to get 3 pistons. at the minimum.
Right, the 3
Yeah.
you have to get,
Yeah.
no matter what. Not a want, it's a have to. And there may be more that have distortion.
You gotta measure them, so we'll see. A whole new set of pistons is gonna be over. Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
I'll think about it for you. That's $1,800.
So,
I think that'll do for tonight, won't it?
Yeah.
We're just going to put the blue one back in.
yeah, we're gonna. Well, it's still light out. Call it a night.
Me and Mike managed to get the engine out. John did turn up at the end.
Oh yeah. But all right.
You're welcome.
I'll be right back with you in another episode of what the hell else is wrong.
Another episode of Holy Crap.
All right, thanks for sticking around, guys, and catch you again soon.